We are now halfway into an action-packed day from Escopa Court, Quezon City. And our next game features the 18 and under from the North Division as San Juan tries to continue their stellar first season against Antipolo, who themselves are seeking to improve their place in the standings entering the playoffs. We continue the live coverage of the country's premier youth basketball league, the one and only Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL. And we're in our third game of the day, the third game between this mini-series between the Antipolo JY Titans and the Makabagong San Juan Mighty Warriors. And good morning, everybody. The name is Chopa Ilinan, covering the action with Coach Noy Africa and Courtney Buenaventura. Coach Noy, another good morning to you.
Good morning to you, Choi, and very simple for San Juan. They win, they finish at number 1. They lose, they finish at number 2. Well, for Antipolo, a victory here will lock up that 4th spot, but a loss will complicate things. They will end up in a tie with Manila and Marikina. So definitely both teams out for a victory today.
And now first, let's talk about the last games of both teams. Actually, both teams winning against the Valenzuela Junior Classics in their last outings. But first, talking about the Antipolo Titans, they won by 3 points against Valenzuela.
Very close game, but still a victory for Antipolo. Shot 33% from the field. What worked for them was the ability to force the turnovers, forcing 17 turnovers on Valenzuela, scoring 14 points of those turnovers in that game. It was Nino Rafael Ferrer who led the way, had 17 points, 1 assist, and 1 steal for the Antipolo JY Titans.
And in the contrary, on the other side, Makabagong San Juan with a blowout win against the Junior Classics.
Yeah, big victory there, 99-62 win, a 37-point victory against Valenzuela. San Juan in that game shot well from the field, 53%. They were also able to severely out-rebound Valenzuela, 50-30. Able also to force 18 turnovers on Valenzuela, scoring 23 points off turnovers. And in that game, it was the gunner for San Juan, who led them in scoring, Sean Howe, finishing with 20 points. Let's see if he can do this again and in a must-win situation for San Juan.
Well, it's not impossible, as we all know what Sean Howe can do. But now, that's it. Again, it's Makabagong San Juan Mighty Warriors, has an 8-1 record, the top team in their division, going up against the respectable Antipolo JY Titans with a 6-3 record. And now we turn it over to our venue announcer, Mr. Denzel Santiago, for the start of our ball game.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Junior MPBL fans. We are here at Barangay Escopa 3 here in Quezon City as we bring you the consideration of Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL Season 2, ang Liga ng Bawat Batang Pilipino. It's a third game of today's elimination featuring the 18 under of Antipolo JY Titans and Makabagong San Juan Mighty Warriors. We are live on our official Facebook page and YouTube channel on Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL. And now, let us read the starters, beginning with the Antipolo JY Titans. Guard number 86, Everton. Also guard number 14, Francisco Cruz. Forward number 2, LJ Saez. Also forward number 7, Jed Hilario. Playing center number 20, Al Edward Penning. Head coach of Antipolo JY Titans, B-Boy Simon. Assisted by Mark Edison Ordonez. Ike Cadarao. Team manager Rafi Katigbak. And now it's time to meet the starters from your Makabagong San Juan Mighty Warriors. Guard number 31, Gio Guillermo. Also guard number 30, Sean Howe. At forward number 4, Tidon Natividad. Also forward number 1, Ali Vodator. Playing center number 45, Rasa Sulaimani. Head coach of San Juan Mighty Warriors, Vita Roma. Assisted by Enrique Alcantara. Team manager Peter Nang. Steve Bell. Our games officials for today's match, Richie Zong Ramos, Mr. John Mahinay, and Mr. Beng Digismad. Our executive director, Mr. J.R. Navarro, and our junior MPBL commissioner, Mr. Kit Picasso. Once again, this is your Manny Pacquiao Senior MPBL Season 2, ang Liga ng Bawat Batang Pilipino.
And our doorite bola ng Pinoy team starters for San Juan, it's Guillermo, How, Natividad, Podador, and Suleimani. For Antipolo, it's Kerr, Cruz, Saez, Hilario, and Ordonez.
So this time we flip the script as it's now Antipolo who has only 6 players in uniform today. So expect San Juan to run them down and force them to get tired. Sorry.
No good from Sean Howe on that first attempt from 3 and first attempt of the game.
Well, it is an instinct for me every time Sean Howe takes a shot to just keep my mouth shut.
Because most of the time he'll make it, but that time it's Jed Hilario scoring the first 2 points of this game. Wait a minute, there seems to be an issue.
I don't think the clock started.
So it's 2-0. Antipolo with the first bucket of the game. Looks like everything's sorted out.
Of course, a familiar face on the bench of Antipolo, head coach B-Boy Simon, who we've also been covering in another league.
Of course, assisted by his former player, Mark Ordonez. Meanwhile, Guillermo, top of the arc 3.
And if you're San Juan, cannot afford to mess around with this Antipolo squad like what happened earlier. Although different result, San Juan had just 6 players but came out with a victory over Antipolo.
Jed Hilario sends it to the corner. They fire for 3. That's good for Ever John Kerr.
Quick start here for Antipolo.
And if you're familiar with B-Boy Simon, I'm sure you're familiar with the bench of San Juan. On their bench is Coach Britt Reroma, Coach Ricky Alcantara, Coach Carlos Sharma, Coach Renren Ritualo, and of course their team owner, Mr. Sid Howe. First one is good for Arlie Podador. 2 out of 2 for Podador. A deadlock at 5. Kerr. Hilario has it. He's at the left side of the arc. Cruz trying to get free. Hilario for a 3. That's money.
And a quick hot start for Antipolo, giving them a 3-point advantage. Hilario with 5 now in the game.
And Antipolo only with 6 players present in this game. Meanwhile, a couple of offensive boards and a foul will be fished right here by Natividad.
You can expect Natividad to pound the paint. He is a very physical player for San Juan.
So far, it's a 3-point lead for Antipolo. First one on its way for Natividad. As it's almost 2 minutes passing by in Chapter 1. First one is good for Natividad. And again, another look on Coach Renren Ritualo.
Well, if you don't know Renren Ritualo, you need to Google him right now. One of the premier shooters, both in college and in the pros. Even played for the national team.
Yes, former San Beda Red Cub, former De La Salle Green Archer. And had a successful career in the pros as well. On the other side, no good in that 3-point attempt. Penning tried to hustle for it. Possession will stay with the Antipolo Tyrants.
I love the energy that Antipolo came out with. They may be undermanned, but they need to keep that intensity at a high level against this very talented and deep San Juan squad.
Kerr outside. The pick from Penning. Kerr to Penning. Inside the key jumper. Not falling. And he almost got it back. But it's out of bounds. Possession going to Makabagong San Juan.
If you're San Juan, you'd like to see them put the pressure on the basketball early, tire out the guards of Antipolo.
Meanwhile, great defense coming from Antipolo, denying Sean Howe that three. This time, it's a different guy shooting. Arlie Putador.
Everybody expecting Putador to pass the ball to Sean Howe. He was open, took the shot.
Unable to answer back though was Antipolo. Arlie Putador. One-hander. 5-point swing for Putador.
5 quick points for San Juan.
And a 4-point lead for them. Cruz, or rather that's Kerr, to Hilario up top. 11 seconds on the clock. Sends it out. Cruz against Howe. Penning hands it off. Hilario, the lefty. No good. Guillermo catches the board. Putador, outside pass. Sean Howe for three. No good for Sean. And a foul will be called on Edward Penning.
Again, Sean Howe will shoot his shot. That's really his game. That's what he's doing on the floor. And his teammates really look to set him up early. Maybe get him hot and create some separation very early.
First one is good for Rasa Suleimani. As you can see on our screens, Coach Britt, Coach Ricky, and Coach Carlo. Second one on its way for Suleimani. 2 in a row for him. Jed Hilario. And for John Kerr at the left side, or rather at the right side. It's stolen by Makabagong San Juan. Counter steal by ever John Kerr.
Well, Guillermo is fast, but not that fast.
Kerr has a basketball. They swing it around. A steal by Arlie Putador. Makabagong San Juan on the break. Arlie Putador fishing a foul. 2 freebies coming up for him.
You can see there Putador on the break after a steal, making sure that he kept the defender behind him. Able to get a foul and 2 free throws. Putador now with 7 points in the game.
First one is no good for Arlie Putador. Second one on its way. They're up by 7. Martin almost lost it, will continue to do so. Guillermo unable to finish. That's going to be another foul.
Guillermo has been putting a lot of ball pressure. He's only averaging 2 minutes per game, and it looks like he is taking advantage of a lot of minutes so far in the first half.
First one on its way for Guillermo. Short on his first try. Second one on its way. San Juan up by 7 as we're nearing the 5-minute mark of Chapter 1. One out of 2 for Guillermo. 8-point lead for Makabagong San Juan. Size. This time it's Hilario at the right side. Up top is Martin. He's at the logo. Hands it off to Hilario at the right side. Inside to Abehuela. That's good. Inside the key jumper.
That's a good shot, but 2 points nonetheless for Abehuela. His first 2 points of the game.
Sean Howe. It's at the corner. Suleimani. That was intended for Sean Howe but stolen by Antipolo. Meanwhile, Guillermo taps it away. But it stays with Antipolo.
Right now, no pass is safe from Guillermo, who gets to tip away another possession.
Hilario has it. He will attack. He puts one up over Soleimani.
That's pretty much been Podador versus Hilario on the other end. And it's going to be a foul on Hilario. Trying to box out Soleimani.
Jed Hilario averaging close to 5 points per game. He already has 5 points in this game. As we take another look on that one-footed short jumper fadeaway. But this time, Rasa Soleimani at the line once again. In and out on that first try.
We're not gonna expect a lot of points from Soleimani, who's only averaging 6 minutes per game, but his value is more on the defensive side of things, especially with grabbing those rebounds.
Zion Martin handling the leather. Abejuela at the left side. Finds Hilario. He puts one up. 2 more points for Jed Hilario.
And he's doing this operating over Soleimani. 9 points now.
And it's over his average again of 5 points. Meanwhile, right wing 3. Podador, no good. They fight for the rebound. Soleimani grabs it. But there's a wrestling match. Zion Martin was able to grab it.
That's what you always want to see. Maybe a wrestling match, but once the whistle is blown, players just stop playing. Nothing extracurricular.
Only a 2-point lead for Makabagong San Juan. As Guillermo goes to the bench and is replaced by Seb Peralta. Zion Martin brings it down.
Also checking in for some San Juan, Gillian Quines.
One of the more notable scorers of the San Juan squad. Meanwhile, Kerr will fire. That's no good. Rebound by Gillian Quines. He brings it down quickly. He will send it out. For a 3. No good. San Juan gets it. One more try. No good. Almost another rebound by San Juan, but Antipolo gets it. John Kerr will finish in transition.
Off the rebound, just saw Kerr leaking out. Easy 2 points, ties the ball game at 16.
Deadlock right here. Quines up top, the pick from San Juan. Howe for 3. That's money.
That's the advantage of having a Gillian Quines. Able to beat his defender off the dribble, force the help, able to spray it to the corner to Sean Howe.
Kerr couldn't answer back. San Juan up by 3. Quines, inside pass. Back to Gillian Quines. Tried to find his teammate once again. But here comes Antipolo. Jed Hilario, reverse. Another bucket for Jed Hilario.
Another difficult shot by Hilario. First player in double digits with 11.
Quines has it. Peralta at the left corner. Quines once again. San Juan provides the pick. Sean Howe, right wing 3. That's money!
That time, well executed play. Soleimani able to provide the screen off ball. Was a catch and shoot situation for Sean Howe.
4-point gap in favor of Makabagong San Juan. Sean Howe, 6 points. All 3-pointers. As there's over a minute remaining in Chapter 1.
Together with Soleimani, they played the full first quarter. As you see once again, nothing but net. Ripping the ropes.
Meanwhile, Hilario, the pull-up, no good. Here comes San Juan. San Juan has it. Sean Howe, back to Juris San Juan. Meanwhile, Sean Howe, once again, unable to rip the ropes. Here comes Zion Martin. Jed Hilario, he will finish in transition.
So once again, a team that's undermanned. having a breakout player earlier. It was Donato for San Juan, finishing with 36 points, and now it's Hilario with 13 in the first quarter.
And who knows, this might be another 30-point game. Quines is up top. He has 7 seconds to work with. He will attack. He puts one up. That's money for Gillian Quines.
Earlier, he was trying to set up his teammates, this time keeping the basketball.
And no good on that heave coming from Cruz, and that'll end our first quarter, 24-20. 2 possession, 4-point lead for Makabagong San Juan Mighty Warriors. And we'll return for the start of our second period. Once again, this is Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL.
Mga kabataan na sugod, Junior MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino.
You're still watching Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL Season 2, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. It's a very tough test for Coach B-Boy Season and for the whole JY Titans team for this matchup, as we can see that they only have just 6 players in total as of the moment, for the reason that some of his players are playing for the NCAA and have prior commitments. Kaya naman ayon sa kanya, wala man pahingahan, wala man kapalitan, tuloy lang ang laban. Cholo, Coach Noy?
Thank you very much, Courtney, for that report. And indeed, at the end of the day, it's no excuses. Whoever is playing, whatever circumstance you are in, you know, definitely you're gonna play hard.
Yep, no excuses. So you can see Antipolo, even with just 5 players, able to keep in step with San Juan, only down by 4.
Here comes Antipolo. They're only down by 4. Sai is up top against Quines. He will attack. He will put it up, but unable to put it in. Here goes Quines. He will attack. He will send it out. Shunhow for 3. No good. Rebound by Martin. Finds Hilario. He is running. No good for Jed Hilario. Judy San Juan grabs it, but there's going to be a foul on San Juan, and possession will go back to the Titans. A minute passing by in Chapter 2. Zion Martin. He's up top. Sends it to the right side. Saez will fire. No good.
Good job by San Juan taking care of the rebounds. That's now a 13-8 advantage for them.
Quines. The pick from San Juan. Correa from deep. Off the glass, it's good.
Again, Correa acting as if he did that on purpose. Now you're seeing him smile.
Hilario. 2 minutes passing by in Chapter 2. He will attack. No good for Jed Hilario. Rebound by Benedict Correa. Quines at the break. Quines puts one up and puts one in.
Really just a tough task trying to stop Gillian Quines in transition. Much like his surname, really just smooth with the way he operates on the floor.
The attack. Tough shot. Won't go in. Rebound by Medroso. Finds Quines at the break. 4-on-1 situation. Quines will score.
How do you stop that? The smooth operator, G Smooth.
That is the question Antipolo is trying to ask. At that time, still no good for them. Correa bringing it down against Martin. Correa finds Medroso. Elbow jumper. This time it's Randale Medroso scoring.
Right now, San Juan trying to put the game away early here in the second quarter, up 33-20.
13-point lead for Makabagong San Juan. Zion Martin outside the Cruz for 3. Still not falling for Antipolo. Abejuela gets it back. Finds size, the fake, puts one up, still not falling. And Zion Martin keeps it alive for Antipolo. Another three-point attempt, still no good.
Gillian Kines controlling tempo now.
Correa, back to Kines. He will fire for three. And that's just the kind of day it has been for Gillian Kines.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, but Gillian Kines showing that he can be both.
Zion Martin will attack, getting blocked. Or rather, a foul will be called on Randall Medroso.
You can make the argument that the second five of San Juan just as good, if not even better than their starters, as Gillian Kines able to get the shooter's bounce.
Meanwhile, a couple of substitutions on the side of Makabagong San Juan. But Zion Martin will take freebies.
First rest for Sean Howe.
First one is no good for Martin. Sean Howe had 2 3-pointers in that first period. Has 6 points. Meanwhile, a couple of new faces. Zion Martin will get the steal though. Antipolo with another possession in their hands. Kerr still playing. Martin to the right side. 7 seconds to work with. Still no good from the land of three. Benjo Agbayani just entered the game. Steps on the brakes. Finds Medroso. This time it's Benedict Correa up top. Asking for a pick. Back it's Benedict Correa. Agbayani at the left side. Now passing inside. And that's 2 points for Kino Torres.
That's the advantage of playing within a system. You know where everybody will be without even looking.
Meanwhile, Zion Martin, Abejuela outside. Traveling violation called.
It is interesting to see players whose fathers were batches lower than me back in high school. That's how young I am.
We're no strangers to, sons of famous players who played professional careers, collegiate careers, now playing. I mean, for some reason, would you say that there's a lot of father-son basketball players playing in today's era?
Yeah, I believe so. And a lot of second-generation players following the footsteps of their fathers. We don't even have Ram Sharma available today. Of course, the son of one of the assistant coaches for San Juan, Carlos Sharma.
Safe to say, indeed, a lot of second-generation players for some reason in today's game. Even in the NBA, we have the likes of Bron and James and LeBron James.
If I'm not mistaken, the dad of Agbayani used to play with the head coach of the San Beda Red Lions, Yuri Escueta. That was a talented batch. If I'm not mistaken, that included J.V. Casio. So really a lot of talent in that batch.
You're talking about Jay Agbayani.
Also, if I'm not mistaken, one of the other coaches, I believe for Davao, Arvin Braganza, also part of that batch.
And we'll talk about it more after this timeout brought to you by Nature Spring, the #1 bottled water in the Philippines. Back to the action right here, 38-22. And going back to what Coach Noy said, yes, indeed, Irving Braganza was part of that class and is currently the head coach of the Kiddies division of the San Beda Red Cubs.
Also for the Davao King Thorns.
Meanwhile, Guillermo has it. Offensive foul will be called. Coach Bridra Roma, very animated coach. You see him, screaming, talking to his players, pointing every error. That's because he holds his players to high standards.
Yeah, he has always been a teacher. Each moment he's looking for an opportunity to teach his players. Just wants the players to keep playing the right way.
It's a 16-point lead for Makabagong San Juan as the pace of this game suddenly decreased. It's San Juan now at the foul limit. Zayas will be shooting 2 freebies.
Again at stake here for San Juan, a victory will lock up the first spot, while for Antipolo, a win would give them a lock at number 4. But if they end up losing, it's going to be complicated as they will fall into a 3-way tie with Manila and Marikina.
Guillermo has it. The attack, pull-up jumper, no good. Offensive board, and that goes in. Courtesy of Andre Ugadan. Zion Martin not wasting any time. The foul will be called against Makabagong San Juan. And again, that's their foul limit. So 2 free throws will be given to Zion Martin.
Andre Ugadan, part of that champion in the 16 and under division Davao team. Now moving to San Juan, still wearing red.
Second one on its way for Zion Martin. Same with Juris San Juan and Benjo Agbayani, playing for San Beda now. For this game, San Juan still wearing red. So it's a 17-point lead now for San Juan. More than comfortable for them, although there's still a whole half after this to play. Benjo Agbayani traveling without a visa.
Again, important for players to make sure that the ball bounces on the floor first before you move your pivot foot.
And Antipolo a little bit cold in our second period. As Jed Hilario has 13 points but hasn't scored in a while.
Scored a majority of his points in that first quarter. That might be a case of running out of gas as San Juan has started to zero in on him.
And Zayas, 2 more free throws coming up for him as we have 2 minutes remaining in our first half. So Antipolo only scoring 3 points in this quarter compared to the 16 of San Juan.
That's after scoring 20 points in the first quarter. The difference here for this Antipolo team that is undermanned against San Juan, unlike in the 16 under division, it was a low-scoring affair. And right now, San Juan has just really created the separation here in the third quarter already with 40 points.
Bolano has it. He will attack. And he travels another time without a visa.
And that time he had Ugadan in position, but decided to put the ball on the floor first. Ran into a double team, forced into a traveling violation.
A minute and a half remaining in our first half. Kerr. Size for 3. And finally, some daylight for the Antipolo squad. Although they're a -8 in quarter scoring, talking about their second quarter scoring. Nonetheless, the lead is cut to 12. Bulano finds Guillermo. Back to Bulano. Thought about the three. One-hander, no good. Agbayana taps it. Possession will go to the Titans.
Very important for the Titans to keep San Juan from scoring. Right now, San Juan is shooting well from the field, 52%. Cannot afford to give them quality looks.
Kerr will fire. No good. Rebound Agbayani. They have under a minute remaining. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Out of bounds. Possession will stay with the Mighty Warriors.
Right now, we can expect San Juan to try and increase tempo, trying to tire out this Antipolo squad.
Steven Morton grabs the steal. At the break, he almost lost it. He recovers. Abejuela, the fake, would send it out, but Hilario steps outside. He made a three though, could have been big.
But you need to keep yourself in bounds.
That could have cut the lead of San Juan to just 9. Too bad he stepped outside.
The 4 fouls to give here for Antipolo if they want to use it. A 4-second difference between shot clock and game clock.
10 seconds to shoot for Guillermo. The bench of San Juan screaming the time, and they're able to execute via that Andre Ogaden shot. They get it back. Benjo Agbayani. That's short. Guillermo gets it back. Not going for them. And that's it for our first half. 42-28, a 14-point gap in favor of the Makabagong San Juan Mighty Warriors. And we will return for the start of our second half. Once again, this is Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL.
Junior MPBL would like to thank the following sponsors. Dolay, Bola ng Pinoy, the official ball of Junior MPBL. Pound per pound, be Liga ready. Nature's Spring, #1 bottled water in the Philippines. Pound Active for quality sportswear. GK Skin, empowering women by redefining beauty. Don Benitos, ang pambansang kasama. Red Dynasty Seafood and Hot Pot Restaurant. Whitford Resort and Casino Manila.
Wireless kuya? Wireless pa?
For our halftime report, here with us is Coach Ricky. Coach, how have you seen your team evolve from the start to now that the regular season is coming to an end?
Malaki yung naging improvement ng team. The reason is sa dami ng laro. At the same time, during ng mga interval na wala tayong laro, sumasali kami ng mga pocket tournament. So siguro doon talaga nag-improve yung team namin, yung chemistry namin, saka itong mga players na to talagang sweet it na meron sila mga sarili-sariling practice sa mga teams nila.
Coach Ricky, if there's one advice na lagi mo pinapaalala sa kanila, ano po yun?
Well, sabi ko, yung mga advice na inaalala sa kanila is yung disiplina lagi. Yung ang hirap-hirap ng practice, pero the most important thing is how you take care of yourself after the practice.
Thank you for that, Coach Ricky. May mga gusto po ba kayong batian at pasalamatan?
Sige, pwede. Binabati ko nga pala siyempre yung Mighty Warriors family. Siyempre si Boss Steve, Boss Peter, Ma'am Jubina, si Shana Howe. Siyempre binabati ko rin yung wife ko. Yan lang.
Thank you very much, Coach. Now back to you, Cholo and Coach Noy.
Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL would like to thank Dorite Bola ng Pinoy, the first Pinoy basketball brand, Don Benitos, ang pambansang cassava, Nature Spring, #1 bottled water in the Philippines, Pound for Pound Fitness, Be Liga Ready, Jinky Skin, empowering women by redefining beauty, Pound Active, for quality sportswear.
Red Dynasty, offering comfort Chinese food and overall 5-star experience. Winford Resort and Casino Manila, a luxury integrated resort.
Wing Bowl, it's like coming home. Chris Jacob Collection for affordable but quality daily perfumes.
Special thanks to Pulong Barangay Danilo Villanueva of Barangay Escopa 3 for hosting today's game.
Taas noo kahit kanino, walang ibang sinisigaw ang masang Pilipino. Bumagsak, bumangon, hinarap ang mga hamon, hanggang ang kahirapan tuluyan nating matalo.
And at the half, it's 42-28, a 14-point gap in favor of the Makabagong San Juan Mighty Warriors. And leading the charge for them is Gillian Quines with 9 points. Portador not so far with 8. Sean Howe has 6 with 2 3-pointers. And no player for them has gotten double figures. But then again, they do have a 14-point lead.
Well, if you look at the numbers in our first half, 50% from the field for San Juan, 32% for Antipolo. In the first San Juan, those threes have been hitting. 6 out of 13, a very good 46% from the three-point area. Only 3 out of 15 for Antipolo. Also, San Juan able to control the boards 22-14 and have managed to take care of the bench points, getting 20 points from their bench, only 9 for Antipolo. But the problem for San Juan, a little bit of sloppiness here and there, already having 9 turnovers against 6 for Antipolo.
And again, we have to remember that Antipolo is playing with only 7 players. Previously, it was 6. And that is perhaps one of the main reasons why they are down by 14. Because fatigue will always be inevitable. Not everybody is like the 16 and under team of San Juan.
Yeah, where Dwayne Donatos exploded for 36 points and they needed every point of that. But on the side right now for Antipolo, Hilario is trying to replicate that effort. 13 points in the first half, but majority of those coming in the first quarter. Now somebody needs to step up for the side of Antipolo. Well, for San Juan, they had 20 bench points, but 9 of those coming from Gillian Quines, who did play just limited minutes, but whenever he's on the floor, really a tough player to stop.
The first possession of our third period belonging to the Titans. Again, they're down by 14. Kerr finds Saez. He will fire for 3. Won't fall. Hilario try to get it back. Kerr picks it up. He gets blocked by Suleimani. Still not falling for Hilario, and Guillermo grabs it. He sends it out. Sean Howe for 3. No good. Hilario lost it to Torres. Rather, that's Natividad. Sean Howe, no defender inside. Kaboom!
Even when he's contested, he will take that shot. More so on an open situation in transition. Sean Howe now with 9 points in the game on 3 made threes.
And a 17-point lead for Makabagong San Juan. Kerr has it. Up against Guillermo. Outside pass. Abehuela for 3. Unable to answer back. Possession will go back to Makabagong San Juan.
Well contested that time by Podador on the closeout. So look for San Juan to try and put this game away early in the third quarter, up by 17 now.
A minute passing by in chapter number 3. Podador, Sean Howe back to Podador. Inside to Natividad. In and out for Natividad. Suleimani gets it back and puts it back in.
Not gonna score heavily, but Suleimani will do the dirty work for San Juan now with 4 points and 3 rebounds.
Meanwhile, Cruz outside Hilario. They swing it around, it's with Kerr. The crossover escapes Guillermo. What a move, but unable to finish for ever John Kerr.
Had to be creative with Suleimani manning the paint.
Sean Howe, great defense coming from size, but it's still with Makabagong San Juan. They have 10 seconds to work with. Guillermo sends it out. Back and forth situation right there, but 3-second violation called on Rasa Soleimani.
Waiting for Sean Howe to take the shot. Pass it off, went back to Podador. 3-second violation.
Zion Martin has it. Up against Guillermo. Illegal pick called on Abejuela.
Not entirely the fault of Abejuela, actually. Ball handler needs to wait for that screen to be set.
So now the lead is at 19 for Makabagong San Juan. They're looking to seal the deal perhaps in this third period. Natividad fades away. That's money for Natividad.
Making a living at the free throw line.
Zion Martin up against Gio Guillermo. Abejuela inside the key, now inside the paint. Won't work for him. Rebound by Arlie Podador. He brings it down. He is running. Almost lost it. Sean Howe for 3. No good for Sean. Out of bounds. Possession to Antipolo.
Sean Howe may not be the most athletic player, but you know, he knows his role on the floor. He's always ready to fire whenever he gets a basketball.
The fadeaway still not falling. That time it was Zion Martin. Meanwhile, Gio Guillermo. Podador for 3. Kaboom!
Continuing to walk out from the outside is San Juan now. 8 made threes for them.
And a 24-point lead for the mighty Warriors. Podador has it. Rasa Soleimani, no good at that jumper. Natividad offensive board. Sean Howe for 3. Unable to rip the ropes. And here comes Jed Hilario, 2-on-1 situation. He puts one up. That's no good. That's Natividad getting called for that foul. And 2 freebies coming up for Jed Hilario.
They need to get Jed Hilario going again. They were able to keep close in that first quarter because Hilario really did the heavy lifting in scoring.
First one is good for Jed Hilario.
Only averaging 5 points per game, but already with 14 now.
Second one is no good. Makabagong San Juan bringing it down. They're up by 23. Podador. Inside Soleimani, no good. And then Antipolo trying to make things happen, but Podador just spoiling their possession. 5 minutes remaining in chapter 3. Sean Howe, no good. Zion Martin running. Drops it last minute to Saez.
Antipolo with another fast break point. I didn't know he had that in his bag. Sean Howe putting the ball on the floor, scoring on a floater.
11 points for Sean Howe. Cruz will fire, unable to shoot against the outstretched arms of Soleimani. And a foul will be called. I believe that's on Seb Peralta and the Mighty Warriors.
So let's see if they give 2 free throws to Hilario. That's the second team foul now for San Juan.
Hilario has been quiet. It won't cut it. First one is good.
And up 22, more problems coming for Antipolo as Keane is back in the game now.
William Kines. Getting told by Coach Britt to pick up the basketball already.
Because you want that ball, that time running with your team ahead.
That's good from the three. 14 points already for the sniper, Sean Howe. Hilario trying to answer back, and he will.
This stage cannot afford to just trade baskets with San Juan as it's still a 21-point advantage.
Quines picks it up. Peralta back to Quines up top. Asking for a pick from Medrano. Meanwhile, basket and one for Seb Peralta.
Right now, San Juan seems to have been methodically chopping down the Titans. Right now, they go inside. Peralta with his first 2 points.
Another look on that Sean Howe deep within the corner three-pointer. And Jed Hilario answering back. But San Juan still up by a bunch. And we'll turn it over to Courtney Buenaventura for a report.
Confident but not complacent, that is how Sean Howe describes their performance as a team. Each of them are confident with what they can bring to every game. Their skills, determination, and eagerness. Above all that, complacency is not in their vocabulary dahil they are always striving to get better. Cholo, Coach Noy?
Thank you very much, Courtney, for that report. And indeed, when you're good, the only thing you can do is to strive to be better.
And of course, do not take any opponent lightly.
What a move coming from Gillian Quines.
Really just making everything look easy.
Exactly. I don't even think he's trying. At least he's making it look that way.
But I can do that on the ground.
Everyone can.
And without anyone guarding me.
Meanwhile, Quines will try a three this time. But that's no good for him. San Juan. Jury San Juan gets it back. Seb Peralta to the corner. And that's good for three.
Even the bigs hitting from the outside. That's now 10 made threes for San Juan. 10 out of 21.
And a 25-point lead for them. As Antipolo slowly but surely getting buried. But ever John Kerr answering back.
Well, they're making their baskets now, but they're not making stops.
Quines to Peralta, out to Quines once again. He will attack, one-hander, and making it look easy once again.
He can look for his shot every time down, but he's trying to set up his teammates too. Just making basketball look easy.
And indeed, another nonchalant move coming from Quines. Peralta brings it down. Corner pass, Sean Howe for three. No good, they get it back. Peralta, no good. He gets it alive.
Interesting how the first option in offense for San Juan is try to set up Sean Howe. And with the defense closing out on him, it's really opening up the floor for the other guys for San Juan.
And they do have the luxury to do that. They're up by a bunch right now. Benedict Correa getting called for a technical foul. He wasn't tucked in when he entered the game.
You're not going to get away with that. With Coach Britri Roma now telling everybody on the bench to tuck in their jerseys.
Hilario will shoot a technical freebie, but that won't help their case too much.
His exact words, bawal nga eh. You should know that by now, playing in the second season now of Manny Pacquiao Jr. MPBL. The referees have always been strict about that.
Here comes Antipolo. Great swipe by Correa, redeeming himself after getting called for a technical foul. Meanwhile, Kerr will fire from deep. That's money for ever John Kerr.
That's the second three now for Kerr, but needs to get set up.
Indeed, they're still down by 21. Quines has it. Quines, what a move. But he'll get called for a traveling violation. Take another look at that ever John Kerr three-pointer. They will need more of those. Meanwhile, Hilario will score. 5-point swing for Antipolo.
21 points now for Hilario, but needs a lot more help.
Correa at that right wing. Inside, Judy San Juan. Outside, they fire for three, and that's a money once again.
Also with 2 threes here in the third quarter. It's going to make it near impossible for Antipolo to mount a comeback with the way San Juan has been making those threes.
San Juan now up by 22. Saez stops. Kerr will fire once again. That's money again for ever John Kerr. Judy San Juan, half-court heave. That'll be it for the first 3 periods. 70 to 50. 20-point gap in favor of the Makabagong San Juan Mighty Warriors. And we shall be back for the start of the 4th period. Once again, this is Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL. $70 to 50, 20-point gap. A very comfortable lead for the side of the Makabagong San Juan Mighty Warriors as we approach our 4th and final chapter. So far, leading the charge for Makabagong San Juan is to no one's surprise, Sean Howe with 14 points. 4 points, sir! Here comes the Mighty Warriors. Correa has it. He's up against Hilario. Judy San Juan will lose it. Here comes Andre Ugadan. He will send it out. Howe for 3. No good for Sean. They keep it alive though. A traveling violation called. Still a 20-point lead for Makabagong San Juan. Hilario will try from deep, all the way from Antipolo.
A little cause for concern now for San Juan as the lead is down to 17 points.
Let's see how San Juan will respond. San Juan has the ball. Juris San Juan. Sean Howe has it. Out to Juris San Juan. Juris San Juan will score his first 2 points of the game. The only guy to have the same name in front and in back of his jersey.
That's right, faking the handoff that time.
Ugadan grabs the board. They'll bring it down. Sean Howe, the floater. No good for Sean.
Sean Howe has played heavy minutes already, 25 minutes for San Juan.
Meanwhile, Abejuela fished for a foul. Agbayani getting called. 2 freebies coming up for Abejuela.
That's why you never reach in and then be surprised when you hear the whistle. Referees always put the referees in the position to blow their whistle when you try to reach in.
First one is no good for Abejuela. And so far it's Hilario leading the charge for them with 24. And the next is just Saez with 11 points. But then again, you have to remember they are playing with only 7 players. Meanwhile, they get it back. Abejuela. A couple of tough shots for Antipolo, but that goes in for them.
It took a lot of effort, but eventually Abejuela able to score his fourth point of the game.
And San Juan continuing to execute despite this comfortable lead. Agbayani has it. He will attack the one-hander. No good for Benjo. Bring it down. Kerr will fire. Unable to hit it. Possession will go to the Mighty Warriors.
Enough of a closeout for Ugadan to bother the shot of Kerr as we have Podador checking back in for Correa.
Already Podador bringing it down, has 11 in this game. With more than 2 minutes passing by in our 4th chapter. No good still for Benjo Agbayani. Jed Hilario almost lost it. Sends it to the other side. Kerr. Zian Martin has it. Drops it to Abejuela. No good at that free throw jumper. Gets it back. 6 points for Abejuela.
Coach Britre Roma not going to be happy. Abejuela able to clean up his own miss.
Benjo Agbayani still not scoring in this game. But it's still with Makabagong San Juan as that guy, Juris San Juan, scores.
He's seldom gonna look for his shot, but Juris San Juan knows how to position himself on the floor and able to score.
Size puts one up. Won't go. Rebound by Benjo. Whatever Junker gets it back and will score against Juris San Juan.
Some sloppy plays for San Juan, allowing Antipolo some easy baskets.
Sean Howe getting fouled. 2 freebies coming up for the sniper. He has 14 points in this game.
Right now, San Juan already with 16 turnovers against just 10 for Antipolo. Even if it's a 15-point lead, cannot afford to be this sloppy.
First one is no good for Sean Howe. Played almost 28 minutes in this game. Averages close to 9 points per game. And will make that second freebie.
So coming off a 20-point performance, Sean Howe now with 15. Averaging about 17.5 points in his last 2 games.
Kerr the spin. And a foul called on Arlie Podador. Second team foul of San Juan.
14 seconds on the shot clock.
And a steal by Andre Ugadan. San Juan out of bounds. Possession will stay with them. And again, they are number 1 in this 18 in our division rather. Antipolo in the 4th spot. So both teams pretty much already included in the playoffs. Ugadan has it up top. He will attack. What a move coming from Andre Ugadan.
This is a guy coming off the bench. 3rd 5 already for San Juan. Just the talent level, the depth of the rotation of San Juan. Really one of the things that you have to contend with.
Under 6 minutes remaining.
Again, with the loss, impending loss of Antipolo, they will fall into a 3-way tie with Manila and Marikina. So I don't think anyone has made those calculations yet on who will finish number 4.
Nonetheless, safe to say all 3 will make the playoffs.
Oh yeah, it's a lock already, I believe, for the top 8 spots. As we have Davao, Valenzuela, and Maykawayan already eliminated from competition.
Ugadan will have to shoot. He does. No good. That won't count as it's a shot clock violation for San Juan, but again, they're up by a bunch.
Ball didn't hit the rim. So shot clock did not reset on the follow by San Juan. Natividad, I'm sorry.
18-point lead to be exact for them. Over 5 minutes remaining. Great defense coming from Kino Torres, blocking that three-point attempt. Porador, he almost lost it. He gets it back. No good for Orly Porador. Meanwhile, inside, great find. Penning unable to score. Orly Porador up top. San Juan right now is trying to burn some clock. Again, they're up by a bunch.
An 18-point advantage, but at this stage it doesn't matter. The margin, all it takes right now for San Juan to lock up the first spot is to win.
Meanwhile, no good for Penning. Out of bounds, possession will go to San Juan.
The party for all of your division.
77 to 59. Offensive foul will be called. Legal pick on Andre Ogadan. So possession coming back to the Titans.
Well, we are talking about Antipolo being undermanned, but for the side of San Juan, not available for them in this game. Ram Sharma averaging 7 points and 9 rebounds per game, and Rodji Matias, although he's only averaging 6 points per game, he is their top assist man, averaging 5 assists per game.
Talking about San Juan, they're the third best free throw shooting team in the 18 and under division. Shooting an average of close to 66%.
Now on the line is Andre Ogadan, who is only averaging 13 minutes per game, 5 points, 3 rebounds. But this guy was a double-double machine in the 16 and under division. Now moving up and being caught within the depth of the roster of San Juan, has been playing just limited minutes. Somehow still on the floor, more than 30 minutes played already. I'll show you the conditioning of the sniper.
Talking about San Juan, they're scoring as a team 70 points per game. That's within the top 10 in the league. They're a #1 team for a reason. It's now back to a 20-point lead for Makabagong San Juan. The Mighty Warriors averaging 37 rebounds per game as a team. Again, that's inside the top 10 of the 18 and under division. They have possession once again as we have still over 3 minutes remaining. And Makabagong San Juan, again, another stat for you. They're averaging close to 4 blocks per game as a team. And that's, again, inside the top 10 in the 18 and under division league. Porador, one more try from 3. That's no good. He has 11 points in this game. Quines has 13. That was a quiet 13 points for Gillian Quines.
Quiet and very quick.
And if I'm seeing it right, he's already removing his shoelaces at the bench.
Well, this game is in the bag for Makabagong San Juan. Mighty Warriors locking up the top spot. We haven't made the computations yet, but if Antipolo eventually gets that #4 spot, this will be a division semifinals matchup that we're seeing here.
And again, we talked about in the previous game. You know, what if the top team in that division reaches the finals and will face another top team in the South? And it looks like it'll be a fun matchup if ever San Juan and the Palawan New Ridge Builders face in the finals.
Although you can make the case that JT Bulacan Taipan will have a say with that. As if you remember, the only loss of San Juan actually came against JT Bulacan Taipan.
Indeed. I'm sure Russell Poso and company will make life hard for these mighty Warriors. 18 points for that guy, Sean Howe.
He's not yet finished.
You know what? That's 5 3-pointers already made for the sniper, Sean Howe.
Although he does shoot a heavy volume of shots, but his teammates completely trust him. They look to set him up even right at the get-go.
And again, it could have been a different story if Antipolo was complete as a team. Once again, they have the likes of Nino Rafael Ferrer, they have Neil Abekibel, both members of the JRU Light Bombers. Again, they are absent. They also have Jared Cruz in the roster, another light bomber, and Keith Matthew Dagil.
Although you can make the case if Sharma were available and Matias, it would be also a completely different San Juan team.
Definitely. I mean, probably in the first half, the team of San Juan would be up by a lot already. Under a minute remaining in the fourth. Again, that's already a win for San Juan and 20 points for the sniper, Sean Howe.
20 points for Sean Howe, much like his last outing against Valenzuela. So he's averaging 20 points in his last 2 games. Not really a lot of players who can say that in the 18 and under division.
And a tough blow for Antipolo. But looks like Coach B-Boy Simon, Coach Mark Cardona just laughing at the bench. Perhaps they know that in the long run, this loss won't matter. Come the playoffs, of course, the wins in the playoff is what matters the most for them. But at least they had a chance to see who can produce outside the likes of Cruz, Abekibel, Ferrer, and Dagil.
And Hilario definitely showing that he can do it. 28 points. But just too deep and too strong are the San Juan Mighty Warriors, who will lock up the first slot, the first spot in the playoffs in the North Division as they win going away 85-65.
And Makabagong San Juan staying on the number 1 place with a 9-1 record. And beating Antipolo will have a 3-way tie with 2 other teams with this 20-point W over final score 85-65. And for our Don Benito's player of the game, that'll be no other than the sniper himself, Sean Howe, scoring 20 points, 1 rebound and 1 assist. Another day in the office for the sniper. And we're just waiting for his availability. Again, congratulations to Makabagong San Juan, to Coach Britt De Roma and company, to Coach Carl Sharma, Coach Ricky Alcantara, Coach Renren Ritualo. And now we have Miss Courtney Buenaventura at the sidelines to introduce to us Sean Howe.
Joining me here is our best player of the game from Makabagong San Juan Mighty Warriors, Sean Howe, with 20 points, 1 rebound, and 1 assist. Congratulations, Sean. That was such an impressive performance. How were you able to maintain your composure?
By just sticking to our fundamentals, our base, our system, because Coach Britt, Coach Renren, Coach Ricky, and the other coaches, they built a really good system around all of us where we can all thrive. And just staying confident in our abilities and the work that we put into the game.
Sean, how important is this opportunity na meron ka ngayon as a junior MPBL player?
It's a really good opportunity for all of us, all of us kids, because it's very rare to have a league like this where we can display our talents, our God-given talents. So, yeah, just take every moment in this league and don't take it for granted. That's it.
Is there anyone else that you want to greet or thank?
I want to greet, of course, my coaches, Coach Renren, Coach Ricky, Coach Britt, Coach Eugene, Coach Mark, and my family, of course, Dad, Mom, Achi, and Mama Lola, Ama. I also want to greet Aya Jackson, Aya Lo, and Tita Dean, Achi Abe. They're always the ones supporting me. Of course, Ate Tin, Kuya Otoy, Kuya Tony. Yeah, they're the reason why I'm able to play and put in my effort every single day.
Congratulations again, Sean. And we would also like to thank Don Benitos for providing a sumptuous Filipino delicacy. Don Benitos, ang pambansang kasava. Back to you, Cholo and Coach Noy.
Thank you very much, Courtney. Again, our Don Benito's best player of the game, the sniper, scoring 20 points in this game, making 5 3-pointers. Sean Howe. 20-point lead for San Juan, rather 20-point win for them. And coming up next is a different set of teams. This time it's the JK LV RGG Muntinlupa Emeralds going up against the Leyte Sure Homes Tiger Cubs in the 18 and under division. And once again, this has been Cholo Pangilinan, Coach Noy Africa, and Courtney Buenaventura at the sidelines. And this is Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL.
Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod, Junior MPBL para sa'yo, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to, klaro na to, huwag kang sumuko sa gustong gawin, isang pangarap, isang tagumpay, yeah. Gabay at pag-asa ng bayan, landas pagbabago, pag-asa, ikaw ang mahalaga. Iba't iba, pero isang halaga.
Taas noo kahit kanino, walang ibang sinisigaw ang masang Pilipino. Bumagsak, bumangon, hinarap ang mga hamon, hanggang ang kahirapan tuluyan nating matalo.
Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL would like to thank Dorite Bola ng Pinoy, the first Pinoy basketball brand, Don Benitos, ang pambansang kasava, Nature Spring, #1 bottled water in the Philippines, pound for pound fitness, Be Liga Ready, Jinky Skin, empowering women by redefining beauty, Pound Active, for quality sportswear.
Red Dynasty, offering comfort Chinese food and overall 5-star experience. Winford Resort and Casino Manila, a luxury integrated resort.
Wing Bowl, it's like coming home. Chris Jacob Collection, for affordable but quality daily perfumes.
Special thanks to Punong Barangay Danilo Villanueva of Barangay Escopa 3 for hosting today's game.